Hey guys, so first off, I'm gonna have to ask that you excuse kind of my voice. Sorry if I mess up on words right now. I have a really sore jaw, I guess from grinding my teeth or clenching my teeth or something. And it's been about 4 days and it's just painful to eat and talk and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes I might mumble or any of that. But anyway, I wanted to bring out a video now that the game's been out for a week. Well, roughly a week. I think I started playing on the 13th at 9 p.m. So it's been about a week. But anyway, I wanted to bring you guys a review of the game and kind of a state of the game, I guess you could call it. To get right into it, the game is very well done. I applaud Ubisoft, even though I kind of wish that it was done by a different developer. Just because I don't particularly like Ubisoft's, I guess, creators. Especially with some of the issues I'll get to later that seem like they just shouldn't be there. Okay, so the graphics of this game are obviously beautiful, and the kind of frame rates are very stable unless you have dynamic reflections on, which then can cause some frame rate drops. But other than that, the game looks beautiful. It plays very smoothly. The sounds are really nice. The ambience from the music's very well done. And what else? Graphically and all that, it's just very well done, very well put together. The story mode's actually fairly decent. I played it on realistic, and it's actually kind of challenging, so that was actually really nice. I might upload some footage of that later, or maybe just go through it and just do another playthrough and upload it just for you guys. But the campaign's very well done for a game that I just kind of expected to be a fighting game. Most campaigns for fighting games are crap, so this is actually kind of refreshing. It is a little generic, but it's nice, and it even may have a little bit of replayability. Moving on to the combat system, it plays very fluidly, and when played a certain way, it does very well. But there are kind of instances where it can be exploited and spammed, such as Vortex and whatnot. I'll get into that later as well, but there's also a meta. I guess you'd call it a meta. It's only been a week, so there's not many very high-level players, but generally you'll see overly defensive people because this game values defense more than attack. See, the problem is when you're on defense, you have a lot more chances to punish an attacker. So you can parry them, you can try to guard break them, and if you make them tentative, you have a lot more chances to open up on them. Generally that doesn't happen. They'll just wait for you to attack so they can parry and then get off a free shot. I hope that the meta changes, and I generally hope that Ubisoft will make it more balanced, I guess, so that you have more ways to attack and open up on a defender, or make the parry window smaller or cost more stamina so you don't get people who just sit in defense and try to parry you so they can get some free damage. I don't want anything too drastic, but yeah. So that aside, I think also neglecting or ignoring, I guess, the networking issues that have plagued this game so far. The game's about a 7 out of 10. If they fix everything and add more content and whatnot, I believe it would be probably an 8 or an 8.5. And hopefully they build off of this base, and the next game can be a 9 or a 10. Now moving on to some of those things I was talking about earlier. Starting with networking, I guess. There are a few network errors that kind of plague the game. So you'll sometimes get a match where you're against all bots, or you'll get people who just get randomly kicked from the game, or all that other kind of stuff that they really need to fix. There's also, if there's a slight lag, you might not notice it, but the you'll parry something or something and it throws everything off. But their kind of system definitely needs a fix, and I'm not sure if they'll do that in the coming month, which is kind of when they really need to do it. There are usually about 80,000 people on PC from what I can see, and at night probably 33,000, which is a far cry from earlier in the game's life, well, earlier in the week even, where there were 120,000 on PC and stuff like that. I don't know what caused the drop off, but it seems like there was a bit of a drop off. I'm hoping the game also sells more copies, because it is generally a great game and they can fix it, and I believe, judging from Rainbow Six Siege, that they will fix it. The other problem is that I think a 4-year-old coded this game sometimes, for their network anyway, and their matchmaking. For example, if you want to try a new character and you're renown 4, you will get matched with other renown 3s and 4s even though you're a level 1 on your character. So it goes by actual level of your account rather than the level of the character you're trying to play. I understand that because you're selecting after the fact, that you'll generally get these matchups that go with your best guy over your worst guy, but they have to maybe even just allow you to pick who you're going to be before the game, before the matchmaking starts, so that they can kind of match you accordingly. Another big glaring issue I've seen and get really frustrated by is if you go to join a match like Dominion and the match is full, you'll get a match is full error, I guess, and then get kicked back to the main screen. So then you have to go back to multiplayer, go back to Dominion, and re-queue. That's crap. I don't know who the hell thought that was a good idea. It doesn't make sense. It's like, just because your lobby's full doesn't mean I don't want to play that match anymore. It just means that lobby's full, find me another fucking lobby. But I guess because that's happened to me way too many times, it's frustrating. They'll also end up joining a lot of matches that are kind of almost done because there's no penalty for people leaving, which there really needs to be one. Moving on to actual gameplay mechanics that need to be fixed. There's something called Vortex, which is basically, let's use the Warden for example. Other characters can do this too, like the Valkyrie. But generally, a Vortex is when you, let's say you Warden rush someone after a ledge attack, and you hit them, okay? If you know the guy's gonna Warden rush, you have the chance to dodge or hit them to stop the rush. So that's good. That's perfectly fine. It gets bad when you get the instances that you can cancel the Warden Rush and cancel it into a guard break. So now it becomes 50-50 on, if I dodge, I'm going to be punished by the guard break because it's a homing missile. If I go back, it's going to just make him go further. And if I go to the side, it's just going to make him break his back and get me anyway. So that becomes a problem because the actual guard break is so fast that it's very hard to counter guard break it. And I believe there's a third option that the Warden can do, which is Warden Rush and then cancel into an attack, which makes it basically a 1 in 3 chance you're going to guess correctly on what he's going to do. And because it doesn't cost much stamina, you're going to have instances where they will do this 5 or 6 times to you and kill you within 1 or 2 vortexes. That's complete shit, and they need to fix that really bad. Even if they just go, you cannot cancel into anything. If you want to Warden Rush, you connect with the, you have to go with the Warden Rush. Or if it's something like you can be guard broken when you're going to Warden Rush, because apparently you're immune to it when you're starting up your Warden Rush, which is also crap. Other things that are kind of broken right now are the dodge system. It takes no stamina, which I don't know who thought that was a good idea. The way it is right now is really bad. I mean, you'll get people who will just spam dodge back, dodge back, dodge back, and you'll never touch them. Or they'll go dodge side, and the way to counter that is to guard break, because it's a homing missile. But again, some people can counter guard break fairly easy, and there's just, the problem with dodge right now is that there's no repercussions for spamming dodge. You don't take any more damage if you accidentally get hit. You'll never run out of stamina, so you can just keep doing it, and eventually you may get an edge over your opponent. The only way to fight that is to only use light attacks and wait till they dodge, basically, or parry and then light attack and then play the waiting game until they mess up again. I guess the last minor thing I want to touch on is the revenge system. They're way too generous with it right now, and I think they need to scale that back or make it so you can't build into it. Or do a situation where if you 2v1 someone, it makes you ineligible to get revenge for a certain amount of time. Because there are times where some guy will 2v1 my friend, I go to help him, only to give that guy revenge. Which is like, what the fuck? Ha. But yeah. Anyway guys, it's a good game. I hope you give it a try. They will fix everything, I hope. And yeah, have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.